Good evening and welcome to the Marshall Hangout with myself, Kerry-anne. And this...
I love how she goes like this. I'm glad you didn't go like this. You went like this. That's actually cool.
Okay. Good evening and welcome to the Marshall Hangout with myself, Kerry-anne, and this super duper human, Pedro Barbosa. Hey, Pedals.
How are you doing?
I'm so good, thank you.
Good.
How are you?
Good, man. Good seeing you again.
Good. It's so great seeing you. I get little Pedrils.
Pedros.
Fuck me. Don't really. It's unlucky.
Listen.
And good evening and welcome to the Marshall Hangout with myself, Kerry-anne. We've just had such a big laugh competition and we're kind of still at it, but we're running out of time. So you pull your stealth?
I can go into stealth mode. You just have to...
I think this has actually been the funnest, most hilarious start to any of the shows I've done. Good evening and welcome to the Marshall Hangout with myself, Kerry-anne, and the super duper human, Pedro Barbosa. Hi, Pedals.
Hello, Kerry-anne.
How are you?
Good.
Good. We've just had such a big laugh competition and it's been pretty awesome and a great start to the interview. I always have so much fun hanging out with you. It's
too,
just always such a blast. You're so much fun and you're just made of laughter and goodness and amazing music. So thank you so much for being here tonight. So, it's been a crazy couple of years in the world of Pedro Barbosa. I think I first saw you under Cool Runnings with Mrs. B in Melville, and that was a really long time ago. Over 20 years ago, I'm pretty sure.
No, not 20 years. Mrs. B started, I think, 2006.
Never.
Yeah. No, Mrs. B.
It must have been with a different band then, because I feel like Cool Runnings is actually...
I've been here for 20 years, and I didn't play much in the beginning.
It feels like I've known you for a lifetime.
Well, you kind of did. Kind of do, I mean.
Okay, so I first saw you at Cool Runnings 14 years ago then. And it was so cool getting to watch you, and I loved that underground venue.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
There were such cool gigs there, such great comedy, and I miss those old school venues. The Roxy, Cool Runnings, the old Bassline, Zeppelins, the Doors, such fun venues that Dark, so dark. You don't know who you were talking to half the time and which band you were watching until you heard the tunes, and you always went, no matter who was playing.
Yeah.
You just went to support, you paid the cover, you got hot and sweaty and you just got involved, and those gigs were so much fun, and that's when we first met, and it's been such a treat getting to know you better and better and to watch you collaborate and perform and become the artist you are today.
Trying to make me emotional or something. Thanks, Kerry-anne.
Well, you make me emotional with your music, and I think that's what you do to so many people, and I think it's why you're such a successful singer-songwriter, such a phenomenal performer, because you really pull at people's heartstrings, whether you're playing a cover, whether you're playing an original. I think you write from the heart. I think you've made some beautiful music over the years, but lately just releasing very special material. But I think the magic is when you perform a cover and you make people cry, because
it's not my song.
Because it's not your song, but you're making people feel like it is, and you're making them feel an emotion they may not have felt listening to the original.
Yeah.
Which is pretty special. It is pretty special. And you know out there, if you've watched Pedro perform, the realness and the emotion in the performance is just 110% there. And it could be so much fun, or it could be so heart-wrenching at the same time because of the way you perform. and the amount of love you put into it.
No, but it is. It's very important. I always, like my mom the other day was telling me, she came to a gig and she was like, yeah, no, you should listen to what the people are asking at the shows, and so you know what you can play next. And I turned around and I said, no. And she was like, what do you mean no? And I was like, well, if I don't connect to a song emotionally, I'll never sing it. So whether it's from a groove perspective or from a lyrical perspective, I have to have a relationship to the song. It has to mean something to me before I can play it. So otherwise, it just, I'm not giving the song justice. I'm just playing a cover. And I think that's the big difference.
Yeah, that is the very big difference between the way you perform and the way other artists perform. And I think that is the reason you have such a loyal following. Because you make people feel a certain way every time you perform, and people walk away from the gig knowing that
they felt something.
And it could be at a Saturday afternoon show, it could be a full band show, it could be just you and a guitar, but you're always making people feel. And that's a very special gift. And I think it does come from your family. I've heard you speak about your mom, and your mom has really made a difference to so many lives, and she is made of love, and
yeah, no, I'm very blessed in that sense.
Just such a beautiful heart, and I've been privileged enough to meet your dad, and he radiates a certain kind of energy and a certain kind of vim passion. I feel like that's the way to put it. That I think getting what you've gotten from your parents and what you've already got inside of you makes you the musician that you are. But for those out there wanting to do the same, and I know it's something that sometimes you can't explain, but how do you get that loyal following? How do you perform and feel the way you do and express it through your music? Because you do it effortlessly and you do it carefully, because you do choose the material you perform, and whether it's a rock song or a pop song or a love song, it comes through in every song. How do you do it? How can other artists put more of that feeling into the songs that they perform?
I think the most important thing is honesty. I mean, you must be honest with your performance. I believe that it comes through. People don't see it, but they, like you said, they feel it. And it's very important to be loyal to yourself and honest with yourself with what you're performing, so that people can actually have that that feeling going through to them. Another thing is, when you play a cover song, you need to make it your own. It's not, you don't need to make it to actually go and copy the song exactly the way it is. When I was studying, for example, we had to do it exactly as the artist did. But as soon as I finished study, I felt that I needed to get my own identity. So I never followed that criteria of. And a lot of times happens to me, for example, my bands get so upset with me, because I'll be like, during the week I'll listen to a song and I'll be like, we're playing this next Saturday, and we don't get to practice it. And on Saturday we get there and I'm like, the chords are this and that, let's see what happens. And on the show, the song happens. And what I like about it, things like that for me, because like with the Barbosa experience, is there's a certain sense of honesty. You tell the crowd, we haven't practiced this, And the magic that comes, obviously the band kind of understands and knows each other, so you kind of like have this, I won't say formula, but this chemistry that already makes the song kind of gel. It won't be perfect, but I love the honesty in those performances. I love that feeling that you're playing something for the first time and the people are actually watching it. I love the energy, everyone's excitement when things start working, and that's the energy that comes through. The minute you start playing, everyone's like, cool, that's actually sounding great. It's happening,
and you're in the moment.
Yeah, and you're in the moment. So people, the band gets so excited about it and stuff. They always complain before the song starts. It's like, again, here we go again, And I do that often. I do, and And I was very lucky. A lot of people ask me, yes, but you must practice a lot. I didn't have, for many years, I didn't have time to practice. I was playing, I was playing an average of 20 to 24 gigs a month. You get home and you don't really practice. You might practice a couple of new songs, you write a bit. So the practice actually came from the shows and stuff. And it was also, and that's another thing. So it felt to me like every time I played, it was fresh. It's been fresh. Because there's a new song, you're excited about playing a new song, you haven't really played it. So when you play it, like, and it's something that clicks with you, you just get like this happy release feeling coming through you, And I love, and that's something that really drives me. So for the new people coming out, and it's just, the honesty is a very important thing. Do practice. I'm not saying don't practice. Remember, I had years of practicing before I hit the stage so hard and stuff like that. And the other thing is finding your identity, which takes a long time. And it's one of the problems that I have, because I don't think I found mine. Because I play African music, I play rock music, I play pop, I play Latin music, I play, and I just love all these styles. And then I ask myself, what is my identity? And I'm like, I have no idea.
Bit of this, bit of that.
Yeah, a bit of this, but that's actually Pedro, bit of this, bit of that.
I think you're like a Bryce Spice. I think there's a bit of everything inside Pedro Barbosa,
yeah.
And you sprinkle your magic onto it, and then it is Pedro Barbosa.
Yeah, I guess that's actually a good way of explaining it. Yeah.
I really do believe that, because I think you're from Mozambique and you're so well known over there, and you have your fans there, and you have your fans in South Africa, and you're performing in Mozambique and South Africa all the time. And I think the thing about the people of Mozambique and South Africa is that they're all about life and celebrating, and being with you and your family in Mozambique. I saw so much of that, whether it was singing or eating or drinking. Everything was done with such geest
passion, and
such passion. Yeah. And I think that you've got the Mozambican flavor, the South African flavor, and it kind of all culminates into the Barbosa experience.
Yeah, that's
And I think that's what it is. But also, you're surrounded by beautiful people and great musicians. So let's talk a bit about the artists you surround yourself with, because it is so important to have a chemistry with the artists you play with, more than anything else. And that is how you can get onto the stage and play a song you've never even rehearsed before. So let's give them a bit of props and talk about the artists
that's actually very cool.
you're friends with.
Well, if we start on the Mrs. B generation, there was Sean van Staden, sorry, and there was Bradley Carradus on the drums, Sean on guitar, Wouter Reinicke on bass, and then later on we had Heini van der Walt on the keys. And there was, I always said from back then, I never chose, or I was actually chosen into Mrs. B. It wasn't actually original. Bradley kind of like started the project, and then he went away, and then I just kind of revived it. But I always said, I don't want the best musicians playing with me. I want like the best chemistry playing with me. I want that energy to be, like as we spoke, honesty, and to be, just have fun and be able to play with it. Because bands is not just about the playing. The playing is easy on stage. What happens outside the stage is what breaks up bands. So that was, and I knew that from all, reading and stuff like that. So it was important to have, to be able to be with someone outside the stage, So that was a good thing we had with Mrs. B. And then we had some issues towards the end. But I think it was also because it was coming to a point where we either break, or we break as in we go somewhere, or we break and break up completely. And we unfortunately chose to split up. But there was a lot of questions between different people as well. And the industry was changing, like you were talking about in the beginning regarding the venues. I mean, the venues were starting to disappear into 2013. And, we started noticing this. So I started doing a lot more solo shows to try and get a bit of money and stuff like that. And I think everyone started kind of seeing the scene changing completely. And and then I went into the Barbosa experience. That's Rudy Westhuizen, who's the owner of Unclass. Crazy Oak, yeah, you know.
He's trouble.
He's very
in
much
the very
trouble.
best way.
And then Frederick Kirsten. Frederick is also, he was actually the first original bassist for Mrs. B. Then he left us to go and play with Steve Hofmeyr, but that's okay. He needed to make money. And then we had Peter Toussaint on guitar. And that was a band that, I mean, Frederick studied. I don't think Peter never studied music. Rudy's never studied music. Peter is purely, in my opinion, like a purely 80s kind of, guitarist. And here's a band that plays African, Latin influenced reggae stuff. Frederick has never played a reggae bass line in his life, and it was like this, what the hell is going on here? But what I loved is that it was unique, because we were playing something that no one really knows a lot about. So they're going to bring their own flavor into that, So it's not going to be a reggae band. It's not going to be an African band. It's not going to be a Latin band. It's going to be something around all these things, and rock, as that's where everyone comes. And it created just something really genuine, I think, and something different. And that's why the Barbosa, I mean, whenever we have, we don't have many live shows, but whenever we do live shows, it's always we can play with an Afrikaans band and it works. It's so weird, but it's because of that, I think, difference in sound. And it approaches a commercial kind of, I say we kind of like have a certain commerciality, which is something that I know unfortunately comes from me. But songs like I Got No Money or Nakamkazi, it's easy listening, that you listen to it once and you can sing it, that kind of vibe. So, and the Oaks, but the Oaks in general, it's always been, like I said, it's been a thing. It's chemistry. It's the big important thing. It's not. I don't think any of look, Wouter is, in my opinion, one of the top bass guitarists in the country, and Sean is actually underrated guitarist. That Oak was absolutely amazing, the most versatile guitarist I've ever had the pleasure of playing with in my life. Bradley was more of a rock drummer, a really good rock drummer, but it's they weren't like outstanding. None of us was outstanding, but when we got together, we created something that was really good. And I've been very lucky with all my bands in that sense.
Yeah, well, all of those guys are great. I know a lot of them personally.
Yeah.
And it is so important. And so a big shout out to all the musicians that have played with Pedro.
They're going to give me crap because I said they're not outstanding.
You're outstanding in every way. But it's so great to surround yourself with beautiful humans, and you have done that throughout, so that makes a big difference. And now, ta-da, I did say you've done so much over the last couple of years, and you really have, but last year was a big year for you. You were overseas, you were nominated for a couple of awards, and of course, a song you didn't think was going to do incredibly well, Crazy Love is just a beautiful song. You didn't see that coming, and then fast forward a couple of months after its release, and you were sitting at a table with Nuno Bettencourt from Extreme. So that happened. So tell us a bit about that song and where it took you.
Well, what do you want to know about the song? I think the song basically was it's a true story. It's that honesty thing we're talking about. Everything that the song describes actually happened and stuff. When we recorded when I recorded the song with Mark Beeling, we both knew at the end of the song that there's something special about the song. But because it was such a slow song, we thought, okay, this is not going to be the top song of the album or something like that, But we knew, we could feel the energy. I cried while recording that song. That was how intense it was. And so we had a feeling it was a very strong song, but no idea that it was going to be win competitions and have awards and stuff. So,
well, congratulations on everything you've achieved so far. And what's great, again, about you and the way you create is that you can win awards for a song like Crazy Love Is. And then the next song I play on my radio show is 25 to Life, which is a completely different song to Crazy Love Is.
And I think it was nominated as well for some stuff, actually.
Okay, okay, you calm down, Mr. Barbosa. Winning all of the awards over here. But just, you are a beautiful human inside and out. I love everything about you. I love your music. I love the energy and the emotion you put into everything you do. And even when I don't see you for a while and I see you again, it's like I just saw you yesterday, because we just pick up where we left off. And it's so rare to have a special friendship that grows and grows without having to water it every 2 days, you know what I mean? But well done on everything you've achieved. What next for Pedro Barbosa? A new release coming out, new music, new gigs, what's going on?
Well, I've just released a new EP I think about a month ago.
Okay.
Lock Me Down. So now it's the process of promoting that. And yeah, I haven't thought much further than that. Obviously the gigs thankfully we are fully booked already till about end of November this year. And so they came back again, but I'm not playing like I used to do. That was one thing about lockdown. I was like,
that was a little
bit too much.
I remember racing back from Mozambique, driving 12 hours, flying through borders, because we literally had to fly into town so you could get straight onto stage and perform another 3-hour show, you know. So I hope you perform a little less.
No, I am. I'm definitely.
And give yourself a bit more Pedro time, because you deserve it. Plus, you're winning all the awards anyway, so calm your shit, okay? We're running out of time, but as we were chatting earlier on, you said we needed to get a Brazilian ukulele at Marshall Music. What
it's a
was
cavaquinho,
that? A cavaquinho. Dane Marshall, we got to get that in, okay? Tell us a bit about that instrument.
It's it's used in the sambas, and I actually, when I was in Brazil touring, I did see a guy playing, and I fell in love with the sound. It looks like a ukulele. It's just it's different tuning, and you play it different. You have to play it with a pick because it's steel strings and stuff. But it's the latest album. I actually recorded a song called the Latin song where I actually play it.
Wow.
And it's such a cool instrument. It's very sharp, very high, but yeah, it's just got, the minute you start playing, you get that, you know.
I can't wait to hear that song, and I can't wait. I can't wait. I love discovering new music and new sounds. So the cavaquinho, if you haven't heard of it like me, then let's check it out together. Pedro, before you go, anything you'd like to say to your friends, to your fans, to your family?
No.
Just a last message from Pedro Barbosa.
I'd just like to thank you for having me on the show.
Thank
and
you.
Everyone at Marshall, I really appreciate it. And yeah, I don't know, be honest. Always try to be honest. I failed at that in a few things, but I am pursuing it.
Well, that's what life is all about, really. Stumbling, falling, and getting up again, and learning as you go, and then sharing what you learn along the way, which you've done tonight, and what a great message. So thank you for the person you are, for the musician you are. Good luck on all of your adventures going forward.
Thanks, Kerry-anne.
And I look forward to many more drunken nights with you.
I'm taking it easy on those ones as well.
On the beach.
Oh yeah, no, I can't wait for Strabo.
I know,
it's
right?
Like, yes.
I'm Kerry-anne. This has been the Marshall Hangout with the amazing Pedro Barbosa. Thank you so much to Pedro, to his bands and to his family, to Dee, to Dierveld and to Dane behind the scenes. Pedro is going to perform a song or two for you now, which I'm really excited about. And I'll see you and you again very soon. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye.
One day your heart will fall, and just the same way, and I will watch you crawl to the depths of your dark place. But I won't watch you for long, 'cause my heart ain't built that way. Well, my arms are strong, and I will pull you away. 'Cause crazy, crazy love is a drink on a Sunday, cuddle up on Monday, break up on Tuesday, fight on a Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday we okay, Friday it's play day, Saturday I'm going insane. You're so freaking crazy, but I like you that way. 'Cause loving ain't boring when you confuse me each day. Oh, knowing a woman's heart is a delicate art. If you get it right, she'll love you day and night. But if you don't, you lose it slowly once you realize that crazy, crazy love is a drink on a Sunday, cuddle up on Monday, break up on Tuesday, fight on a Wednesday, and Thursday we okay, Friday it's payday, Saturday I'm going insane. Oh, a drink on a Sunday, cuddle up on Monday, break up on Tuesday, fight on a Wednesday, Thursday we okay, Friday it's payday, Saturday I'm going insane. 'Cause I want you that way. No, well, I want you that way, yeah. Oh, no, well, I want you that way, yeah. Well, tell me, baby, tell me why. Tell me why would you stay? 'Cause crazy, crazy love is a drink on a Sunday, cuddle up on Monday, break up on Tuesday, fight on a Wednesday, Thursday we okay, Friday it's payday, Saturday